Hi, my name's Sue Ellam and I'm a tarot reader, and I have been for about 25 years. And I'm using the Mythic Tarot, which are based on Greek mythology.
And I'm Carrie Beleno. I am an intuitive Reiki master teacher and spiritual life coach. And I am pulling the words, but I'm pulling some duplicates for, oh, we just did that one too. I'm just pulling some duplicates, so bear with us. Okay, got one.
So many words, so many to choose from.
And we end up talking about several subjects under one word. So then I end up pulling the thing we just talked about, even though it wasn't the same word, but we still cover it. So the word today is negative.
Oh, okay. What just popped into my head is my parents were very keen photographers, and they had their own darkroom. And when the negative was just the opposite, isn't it? That's all it is. And I used to love watching the photos just appearing on the paper that came from the negative. So for me, that negative was a positive thing, but literally it's just the opposite. Okay.
Well, that's where I was going to go with some of this too. So
how interesting.
For kicking it off.
Great minds. Okay, well, we're starting off with the star, and the star came up a few words ago. The star is about hope and faith in the midst of difficulties. So remember, the difficulties are things that we need to experience, because if our lives were all, so say, positive and the sun was shining every day and we got everything we wanted all the time, we would get lazy. We would start to just there'd be no purpose, because there'd be no challenge, there'd be no stress. Now, stress, we all need stress, but not overwhelming stress. We need some stress of, I've got to get up because I need a drink, or it's always putting, if we have hunger or thirst or whatever, that's a stress on the body, and we have to go then and satisfy that, have a drink, have something to eat, something like that. So that's all it's all part and parcel of living a full life and experiencing. I think we're meant to experience all the emotions. Ideally, we work through a lot of the, so say, negative emotions when we're younger. Then as we get older, ideally, we will have learned lessons along the way. We'll learn how to manage things. So something that would have destroyed us when we were 15, by the time you're 40, that thing would no longer destroy you, because you've learned how to deal with it. This is what life is. We're meant to have challenges. So we're meant to have a balance between the negative and the positive. And the negative, to me, isn't negative. It's just another lesson that we have to learn in order to thrive, in order to become a more rounded human being. And so therefore, for me, negative is necessary. The Queen of Wands is when a negative experience, or what would be termed negative, depends on, I think, who you are and where you come from, to whether I think it's all about perception of what is negative. But the Queen of Wands helps us to focus. It's like, okay, this is something that was really impactful. It kind of took me down a kind of a rabbit hole, a dark place in my life. I don't want to ever experience that again. And the reason I experienced it was because I wasn't prepared. I didn't realize this was going to happen. I need to make sure that I don't get caught again. So therefore, I need to focus. I need to be very clear about a vision. My vision is, I don't want to experience that particular situation again, and be better prepared for anything else that might be similar. So I need to learn the lessons from that. And the Queen of Wands is all about vision. It's all about not letting people sidetrack you, not kind of, as an example, say that you're in a crowd of people that do drugs, as an example. And because they're friends of yours, you think, well, I'll just try it once, see how it happens, what happens. Some people don't have a bad experience. You happen to have a really terrible experience. So therefore you say, oh God, it was absolutely dreadful. It really made me ill. It was something I would never want to do again. So my vision is to never be in a situation that I would be kind of coerced, or I might have done it willingly just for the experience the first time, but I want to make sure that I'm never in that situation where I'm put in that position of being asked, do I want to take this? Because my experience is such that my vision is now, I never ever want to do that again. So that is really, and not allowing people to say, oh, come on, it might be better second time round, whatever. It's not allowing people to sidetrack you, not allowing people to kind of persuade you or seduce you away from your resolve not to go there again. And that's just one example. There's many, obviously, but I think we'd be here to tomorrow if I was trying to think of them all. But that's an example. Keep hold of your vision. Don't let people sidetrack you. And then the Three of Wands, you will find that you have energy of the imagination. You won't want to sit and wait for things to come to you. You'll kind of think, okay, I'm now, I want to go out and see what the world has to offer. And this is by dealing responsibly with the negative things that come up in your life. You learn from them. You learn about yourself from them. And with that knowledge, you can then be better armed to go out into the world, because you will be aware, you will be awake. You won't be in a kind of a fluffy cloud thinking everything's rainbows and unicorns. You will understand there are kind of darker elements out there, but you will be able to handle them because you've already learned, you've already embraced the not so pleasant experiences, you've learned from them. And so therefore they become your protection by being aware. And then you're ready to take on the world and what it offers. So those are the cards.
Thank you. I think the biggest thing that clicked when that I wanted to speak on was when you actually talked about your parents and the photography and the negative just being an opposite. And I really caution my clients when they're in sessions with me about using the term negative, because negativity is just a perception, and it is just a perception of your reality. So especially when you're talking about emotions, we keep talking about, like, how do I get rid of these negative emotions? How do I get rid of this negative feeling? Well, they're all there. Anxiety, sadness, fear, guilt, whatever, is all there to show us something, teach us something, cause us to grow and evolve, cause us to change course. They're all purposeful, and they're all sometimes more necessary than the higher vibrating emotions, because it's what causes us to evolve and grow and change. So to call them negative is sort of unfair. I encourage people all the time to call them opposites, or to deal with them in frequencies. Like, those are slower or lower vibrating frequencies rather than the higher frequencies like love and passion and optimism and all of those things. So be careful about using the word negative and the connotations that negative has when you are speaking about your life or your job or your direction. If you constantly say she's negative, he's negative, I feel negative, I'm negative, that it's going to kind of put a blanket on a couple of times ago, you said something about all the doors being there and we don't choose the doors. I can't remember if you said that on a video or if you said that to me personally, but that's
No,
what
I
I'm
think I
getting.
said on a video about
Okay.
the corridor with the doors.
Corridors
open
with the
for us.
doors, right? And that's what that blanket of negativity does for us. It stops us from opening the doors because we've got the perception that we're negative or our life is negative or whatever. So just maybe use this as inspiration to change around your words or look at things a little differently, look at everything as a growth opportunity and not as simply black and white, negative and positive.
Yeah, and think of instead of thinking negative, think challenge.
Right. That's a good way of looking at it as well, because it's still a cause for growth.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, well, that's all I have to say. Says me on a positive note. Sorry, couldn't resist.
And here's me on an opposite note. No, I'm just kidding. Please like, share, and subscribe. Comment below.
And we'll see you again, hopefully. Bye.